but nature strip. He's a force of nature today. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yeah!
But Kevin Tari hit the front celebrity.
But this is a blitz. It's a weak blitz.
Have a go, you mug.
All right, mugs. Welcome to another enthralling, exciting. Any other adjectives to add to those two words, boys, about this weekend?
No.
No, nothing to bring after my performance last week. I'm dead set on the canvas. I'm in the gutter, so I need to just crawl back so I can at least sit on the steps of the house or something like that at Mugs Funny HQ.
Well, at least while you're doing that, we started to hone in. We started to hone in. We had an alright little weekend. I guess, Lloydie, the shit thing is, after 2 weeks, we finally are sort of reading how Brisbane's racing's presented to us. We get on the bus, we go up the Sunshine Coast, and the slate is clean. Not because we want it that way, but just because back to the sunny coast, average norms, average acceptances. Palladas is going around at $1.20. Tamalade is going back. Like, I don't think we can glamorise it any more than that. This was an Eagle Farm meet, and albeit track progress is going fantastic.
Well, they took it to the beach, so it'll be equally. They could run it at Mooloolaba or something. It'll be equally as sandy as the Eagle Farm surface. But anyway, we've gone to the Sunshine Coast racetrack.
I did hear it's also to give horses chasing a big track a chance as well. So it's not just Doomben while Eagle Farm's out of action. So it gives horses chasing a big track.
Yeah, because lots of them run on at the sunny coast.
Yeah, they wind up it early.
Anyway,
we'll get there.
Well, what are we looking at? Are we looking at soft to continue through? Because they did get a bit of rain last weekend.
Coast this morning.
Well, that's right, mate. You're the man on the scene.
I went and did a bit of,
your rain meter.
Yeah, I went and did a bit of
it's like the key in the ground.
Course, assessment. Rained yesterday morning, cleared up, beautiful weather, Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast by name, Sunshine Coast by nature.
Wow.
We might get a good fall.
So we're going to be good for. Either way, we could go on the poly as ultimate out there as well.
God.
Which, hey, personally, as horse Leviathan owners, we don't mind that. But as Leviathan punters, which isn't a good thing, not too good. But we've got 9 races. Group 1 fever is up and about, and that's why that's why he went up to the sunny coast, mate. He's staying at the bloody Versace at Noosa because Tafane, mate, well done. You're off the mark.
Off the mark, which is nice.
Look, well, I know one person on this panel has always been a bit of a Tafane knocker.
Or fan, depending.
I think I jumped on the bandwagon.
Oh, man, I don't know what wagon you're on, to be honest, half the time. But it was a good return. Well, simply put, probably the best horse in the race won.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Behemoth went as busted as he did.
What happened there? Has there been a fallout?
Haven't heard, but Jamie Carr did get off.
Best horse in I don't know if Tafane is the best horse in the race.
1400
in that race,
dry track.
Yeah,
she's a 4-time Group 1 winner now.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. What realistically, what's a better horse in that race?
I'm talking on paper.
Yeah. On paper. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Behemoth was. Terrible.
He was awful.
Yeah.
Great run Cascadian. Great run Lighthouse. She can win the future off that.
Yeah.
Or even if they go to Sydney, wet tracks.
With Lighthouse. The thing will be with Lighthouse has just been up too long now because it's sort of these early Group 1s are you can sort of steal them with horses that are just the up and the now, and Lighthouse is certainly I haven't put a foot wrong. But
it'd be interesting if she can handle a dry track. She could almost be, if they decide to tip her out now, she could be a Tats Tiara sort of horse. And we see it up here in Queensland. Mara and Eustace, they don't mind bringing horses.
Yeah, they do like bringing it up here, don't they?
You know, she could.
We've seen the bus.
If they miss the cool, if they miss the Coolmore.
And Hamilton Hotel's just down the road for Kieran.
He does love that.
He loves all avenues of it, tallest and all. Should we move on though, boys? Because we need to get through this card because there's thousands, literally millions of mugs listening, watching. A lot of them are family, but they're still going to listen to our input to either lead them into a couple because we're starting to see them, but being you're due, mate. You're due for a big one.
I am due for a big one.
If not, we've got
if
not, we've got the clash of clashes to save face, and that's the Lightning, which is always exciting. The sprint's just get your blood boiling.
I am excited about that. That should be a good race.
Well, you got Nature Strip returning, which is just news anyway.
Being the black figures, not red figures this time.
Yeah, well, you're getting he's on the drift nearly $3 here.
270, I think. think I saw half an hour ago. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see, and we'll get to it. Should we just talk about it now? Should we kick off? Maybe we'll kick off the show with the Group 1
Let's start hot and then just slowly fall away. We get to the benchmark 20.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure on Spotify, if you listen for over 10 minutes, it counts as a view count. So we'll hit that banner anyway. So we don't really care if you turn it off for the sunny coast there, Mugs. But, the big talking point, I guess, with the race is the J-Mac factor, home affairs. Now, look, we've had a bit of discussion behind closed doors about the decision that he's made to jump on. It could be ulterior motives, but are you sniffing a little bit of, and I know it's a different race, but this time last year there was a good little horse that won the Coolmore that was coming into these straight races as the next big thing. That horse was September Run, and we obviously know how that has worked out.
Yep.
Does home affairs reek of the same sort of false hype, so to speak? For it competes with the big boys.
It was pretty ordinary in the the Everest against sort of similar opposition, really. Got donkey licked basically. Came out and won the Coolmore against its own age. It was a good
Coolmore field, better than the one that September Run beat, I think. But
it was what?
It was a better Coolmore.
Yeah, it was a better Coolmore
September
field.
Run.
I think so. Yeah, but I think the jury's out. The one that shouldn't be in the race is Profiteer. It should be running at the sunny coast on the weekend. I don't know how it's getting.
That's
in the
the one that.
anyway.
That's the one where the money's come for. It's been 20s into single digits now, Profiteer, which again reeks of a bit of more stakes. Last time Profiteer was up, so down straight. You've got other horses like the Astrologist, who's a straight course specialist, gets his chance, I guess, at a Group 1, but. Eduardo, Masked Crusader and Gr1, they're probably, along with Nature Strip, the top 4 sprinting calibre in Australia, if not the world. So, target race, first up, Lloydie, you're the Group 1 master at the moment, 1 from 1. Can you make it 2 from 2?
Look, I think I can, and I think Rupert Lee's Sips can go 2 from 2 as well to kick off the season. I think Masked Crusader at $9 just... I'm a massive Nature Strip fan. I'm on the bandwagon now. I wasn't for a long time, but after his Everest win last year,
you have, mate. It's Nature Strip
colours. That's right. The tab Everest, rah. But
Rupert Lee, the scab, hasn't sent us in hats, has he?
No, he hasn't. But look, there's just a lot of speed on paper. I know Jamie Carr on Nature Strip, he'll relax better, but you've got Eduardo in there. You've got Gr1, you've got bloody Home Affairs, Profiteer. There's going to be speed on speed as you would expect in the Lightning. But I just think Masked Crusader, he just maps perfectly. I know they're down the straight, but he's going to be in behind. He's going to be finishing off quickly. And John McNeil is in form at the moment. He flies fresh. First look at Flemington, a bit of a query, but geez, $9 for the Everest runner-up.
Yeah, and could have gone close to winning that, I think. With clear air. But look, I think the 1,000 metres is the only sort of slight group. But the stable and the owners have. Yeah, they've been, jumping out of trees and flying down rivers
that's surprising. To tell us how from the Hawk stable.
Yeah. And he's already locked in for the Everest, so
I know, but they're normally sort of pretty accurate with that kind of stuff. I mean, I know they are spruikers, but when they spruik, they tend to go close to pretty good at winning. But look, I'm with Masked Crusader again. I'm a huge fan. I was on in the Everest. I don't see any reason to jump off, and there's no price about Eduardo either anymore. The bookies have finally cottoned on that, second best sprint in the world goes okay. I think Swats that may pop up because I think it was second in behind. It was second in behind Nature Strip.
Nature Strip September Run.
Yeah,
last year.
Nature Strip and September Run. So look, $51 and $10 a place.
It's been disappointing.
Yeah, I know, but the price is sort of thereabouts. But look, I'm with Masked Crusader. Yeah, keen.
Nah, look, just go outside, go to your front lawn, look over the footpath, and look at that beautiful presented Nature Strip. You see it every morning. You got to look for signs in the punting world, and that's it. Nature Strip. He's the Everest champ.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I think, to be honest, the fact that he's 260, you can probably have 2 bets in the race. You can probably back him and Masked Crusader because he'll lead.
Open 242, so he could be on the drift out.
If we get anything at 3s, that would be a spoil. I think.
I'm against Team Home Affairs here, as much as we love J-Mac, but I just for a long, if not majority of Nate Strip's career, he was a 1,000-metre straight horse.
Yeah.
I don't think he's lost that. I think he's just got better at being
doing
able to
other
run 1,200. So I think he's foolproof, almost the bloody best bet of the millennium. Huge.
Wow.
Should we just end it now?
That is a massive call.
See you next week.
Oh, huge. I'm excited. It's find your money box as a kid that mum kept in a box for you.
Beamos is going to be maxing out the credit cards. Look at it.
Oh, man, I've got about 16 bank appointments Friday
have a penny to spend
to get
on
approved.
Sunday morning. You go out for breakfast and it'll be dry as a bone.
Right. If anyone works at Nimble, disregard credit histories and just help the mugs out, because we can get that and end up a long way ahead, and Sunny Coast will be a blur. But we may as well get up there. We'll get up there, and fittingly, we've got a 1,000-metre sprint to kick off. So we've just talked about not a bad little race down the straight at Flemington, but here we are at the Sunny Coast, pretty much the Flemington of Queensland. Spanish Angel's your favourite, Les Rossiard. This must be a cutest race because he's got a horse in. But you got a few here. Wild Botanica, who hasn't really done a lot wrong. Burnished Gold, I think we were on that last start there, Beam, which just didn't go to plan. But they're all around that $3 to $4 mark. But you're only looking at a horse race of 6. Yeah. So by simple art of deduction, we should, between the three of us, find a winner here.
We should go close anyway.
Kick us off, Beandog. Kick us off.
Well, the market's completely different because obviously psychiatrists has come out. I mean, it came through the Breeders' Plate, so that sort of changes this one.
And that was, I think it was about $2, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Friday night at Canterbury, if you're keen on it.
Okay, cool. There we go. Lordie's always across it, sussing out where it's off to. Look, I'm with Burnished Gold again. Jim Byrne on Barrier 2. I think it'll lead. The rail is in the true. If it's a good 4. Despite what we were discussing earlier about, what the BRC were discussing about giving horses a chance on a big open track, they simply don't run on the Sunny Coast. They tend to kick lead and win around the corner, I think, or at least they go. You need to be in the front 4. They don't come. It's
interesting. I reckon Saturday Metro big fields, it's a bit different to a Friday night or a Sunday afternoon where they tend to lead, but. Yeah.
I just don't think those. I don't think any further out than 4 lanes. I don't know what's going on out there. It's like you're in the rough of a golf course or something like that.
They street them, don't they? And is it just midweek? There's just such a difference between the winner of the race and the bottom 3 or 4.
I think so. And like Friday night racing, which is there a lot under lights. Like you look at a track like Canterbury or Moonee Valley, a lot of the time they lead there as well. I think night racing under lights, the track's a bit different too, just the way it plays. So I think that could be a big reason behind it myself.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Burnished Gold. I'm with again. I'm just happy to stick with.
Well, if you think Burnished Gold leads, mate, I'm going to challenge you for the lead. I think Whistling Spirit from the Marble, one alley, won at this track and trip last Sunday, led all the way. Had to do a little bit of work early from memory to get there, and I just can't. There's no reason to jump off it for me. Boris Thornton on board for the lane.
Gee, he's riding poorly at the moment.
It's Bozza. King Bozza, mate.
He's about to buy both of the Brisbane tracks where he's gone.
Well, if it was O'Day Hoysted that trained it, you'd probably just launch everything you got into Nature Strip, wouldn't you? But anyway.
Between the O'Day and Hoysted and Boris Thornton combo, in Boris's last 50 rides, he's ridden 14 of their horses for 6 wins and 43%.
Not a bad gig, is it?
Yeah, flying.
Not a bad little gig. Well, I'll round out the trifecta. Wild Botanica for me. Just think it comes through a pretty solid race their last start. I mean, you had Gemeldi, who's 2 from 2 now. Yep. Spiritualised from the Gollan Yard. They're a pretty good Quinella. And before that was a strong winner. So Fogden, Maloney, he could be in for a big day. He's due.
Warming up again? Yeah, he is due. He definitely is due.
All right. Oh, wow. Moving on.
Yep.
It's a huge things in race 2. Let's see if Tony Gollan is on the line. Dunza, it's Moz here. You ready for this week's Gollan Gospel?
And can you go and get out of my life and out of my property and bring...
Wrong tape, I think. Okay. Obviously some technical difficulties this week, but Ben, you're wearing the hat. Is it in support? Is it in redemption? Because Jim Byrne, he gets the ride still. $1.55 for Palladas. This is a pretty weak class 3, is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Over the 1400. Big open track is exactly what Palladas is going to need after that last start effort, put it that way.
It needs about 200 kilometres wide to get through Jimmy Byrne. Look, I think it probably goes close to winning, but you've got to take the Quinella with Wilmot Pass. $1.55 is dead set poison. Like, that's atrocious. I think top 2 in the market, run the 1-2, not sure which order, but it's a dead set no bet race for me. Like, I just am not keen on. I think Wilmot Pass is the value, but I can't take $1.55 about
Ex Friedman as well.
Yeah.
I think it's been up here for a prep though, hasn't it? Wilmot Pass.
No,
maybe not.
First run, yeah.
Okay.
Best of the day for me, Wilmot Pass. I just think it's.
You've got the better than Millennium. His best of the day is against Palladas.
We're going to be shut down next week. These outlandish calls we're making.
No, look, you just have to go back through this horse's form in Melbourne. Like, there's form around In the Boat, another one there 2 starts ago, LCN and Exalita, and then there was another one which the name escapes me. Just I can't find it at the moment, but. A couple of subsequent winners. It might have even been that In the Boat race. Marine 1 ran second. It was won a group race on Saturday at Caulfield. Been up here, had the 1 trial on Monday with Casey Fogden at the Gold Coast. Won that, beat Kiku, who's a group performed mare. This bloke, second up, 4 starts, 2 wins, and he's only won 3 races. So 2 of them have been second up, and they've been at Flemington and Sandown when he's won. So I just think big track like the Sunshine Coast, 1400. He's the fit horse. He's the best horse. He wins.
Well, my notes are pretty much word to word the same as Lloydie's there. I'm just going to take him because I made some outrageous claims that Palladas is just that horse.
Yep.
He'll always find trouble. Just seems to every start. So, again, at the price, you can't back him anyway. But, that's the value. You probably get a better price to place for Wilmot Pass than what you can for Palladas to win. So, that's some astute financial advice.
So
8 or 9 horse field can Palladas find trouble.
Special mention, Bold Pedro for our good friend Ryan Wiggins.
Yeah.
Has absolutely donkey licked him at Rocky's last 2, and then it's come back to the Sunny Coast, won a trial the other day. So I think he's, you know what they say about horses in form when you're winning by 5 and 6 lengths.
Yeah, he's always been competitive down here through that horse, hasn't he?
He's
younger days.
Probably one of the better bold horses getting around for Garnet Taylor.
Yeah.
So.
Onwards to race number 3, lads. We'll fly through them today because, again, we just can because they're that kind of races. And, again, we've got the weekly Chris Waller 2200 metre inaugural BM85 Sunshine Coast Cup maiden. And in a special turn and twist of events, Chris is actually, he called through, he said, you know what, I want to give you locals a chance here.
He's not going to come with
I don't think he's won. I don't think he's won at the last couple anyway.
Or he missed the memo that it's been a transfer meeting. So he's got Humboldt Current, Stardome, Elwood, all waiting at Eagle Farm ready to jump out. So either or, Traduce, good friend of the show as well. Geez, we've got a lot of mates, don't we? Unreal. Jaden Lloyd for the old boss.
Yep.
$2.90 for Traduce. And again, you've got, I'll get into my spiel when I get to it, but Hacky goes around, Chocolatier goes around, Neminya goes around. Lady Salerno. This is pretty much, we've done this field 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Let's skip it. Lloydie, quick tip, who wins, why? Anything else you want to add?
Chocolatier, because I want to see KO Colours get a Metropolitan winner after being narrowly beaten last start.
Yeah, it's a good run last start.
Repeats that, wins.
Yep.
Anything to add?
Likewise, I think Leah leads from the draw. Cedar Power, good last start. And in my other notes, the rest are just shit.
Yeah, well.
That's pretty much the gist of this, right?
It's awful.
I'm probably going to have to jump on you boys because I made a case for Hacky last start.
Yeah,
you might remember.
Yeah,
no, I should not. But look, I pretty much told Ryan Maloney how to ride it. Connections would have heard because the change of tactics was announced to push more forward. And where does Hacky end up in the run?
Yeah, close to last.
3 lengths last.
Yeah.
Wasn't close to last. He was a long way last. So I don't know what's going on there. But Chocolatier's a leader. I know what you're going to get. You're going to get a nice front.
It was just too good. It was just super last start. And I think very good 450.
And another friend of the show's 2+, Mark Duplessis.
Yep.
I find he rides Sunny Coast really well.
He does.
He always pops up the Friday and Sundays with some good winners.
$40 winner yesterday as well.
Yeah.
I know he rode Montenegro Man in the last on Saturday, but I have a feeling he landed a $30 pop yesterday as well. So
in form.
Yeah, there was something. Yeah, there might have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
switched off Doomben after race 3, probably, to be honest.
Yeah.
Got my $1.40 favourite home and onwards and upwards.
Cash the checks, mate.
Yep.
Race 4, boys. So the early quaddie, we'll get that out of the way early. Then there's a few here that you probably just don't know what to make of them at this stage of the prep. I'm talking about Military Gambler, Pentito, always thereabouts as well. Gamboo. Good on debut, not so good second start around. Canadian Dancer though, we talk about that combination. Yeah. It's the brother-in-law, I should say, this time around for the O'Day Hoisted. Yep. $3.30, last start winner. They don't do a lot wrong, Bean. Are we just following blindly with O'Day and Hoisted?
It honestly is getting a little bit like that at the moment. They are going.
I'm more than happy to. That's my form guide.
When they're at a 35% return on investment.
They're going pretty good. Look, I'm going with Pentito though here. I want to be with anything that's going to be in the front 2 or 3, like I've been carrying on about since we began. It split Alf's Magic and Logo Mania a couple starts ago. Then 14 weeks prior, was in behind Rhapsody Rose and beat home Big Muskie, who I think are sort of well up to this field. I'm not discounting the up-and-comer for the O'Day Hoisted. Yeah, it could be a superstar. But $7.50. We get James Orman in the saddle. There's a few it draws the pole, sets the tempo. I think Military Gambler will take it on, and potentially even Canadian Dancer, but it's just going to get a much better run than those two, and at $7.50, I'm happy to be with.
Yeah, tricky little race. I'm with the favourite Canadian Dancer just because I think she's on a Queensland Oaks path. So you'd have to imagine she should relish 13.50 out to a mile.
Yep.
And like Moz said, that last start win, it was pretty impressive. Beat them up pretty easily, really, at Ipswich there. So yeah, she goes on top. The wide draws a concern, and a horse like Naughty Harry, who was a really good winner on debut and beat a couple of subsequent winners. He's the sort of horse that I think can get the job done. Does hold a nom for the Australian Guineas, but it won't get there. It's 3 weeks away or 2.5 weeks away. So, I'd have to have won more than a midweek maiden to get a start in that field. But he was good on debut. So yeah, Canadian Dancer on top, just ahead of Naughty Harry.
Be a good race going forward, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board too, mate. Yep.
See Dancer?
Well, I think.
We'll have to do a Canadian club if the Dancer gets
That's exactly right. And yeah, you're right. Last start was a good win. I think there was a bit there's a bit of greenness.
Yeah,
about it
she had a bit to learn.
If the pennies dropped just that little bit,
I think
after that last start,
I might have even backed to that last start.
It was race 1 and the rest of the card got abandoned.
Oh yeah, I did have a bet that day.
Yeah, that was the best punting day I've ever had, mate. Wobbled all over straight. Wanted to give it away, but just I guess talent, as they say, got her over the line that day. So if they've just ironed out a few little of those
nothing
concerns,
like us.
you beauty. No, that's exactly right.
Talent doesn't get us.
That's why we try.
It's all that hard work.
Try our hardest.
Even then, still we're battling.
Yeah. We're working that hard, are we? Okay. Well, look, we're going to have to in race 5. Tamerlane on the quick backup. I mean, absolutely pulled everyone's pants down last week.
A few people tipped it too, I heard, across the punting pages and stuff, and I was like, what?
Yeah, but if you've tipped it, you've dead set given your money away 5 starts in a row because nothing mapped to be any different. It was just maybe the opposition were just fucking had no heart. No bloody heart. But you're getting $3.40, and that's the thing with this horse. You're always going to get the unders.
Yeah.
Look, a horse that we had a bit of worry a couple of weeks back. Slow Hands Bean's back.
Yeah.
And we're up to the mile.
Unless we get Laura Rain. See ya.
Yeah, I know. Jimmy Orman.
Yeah, that's the trick.
It's an interesting little race, and a few of these horses are backing up quickly. I know Texas Storm, mate, you were on it last start. Group Think's in there, last start winner there as well, at the bit of the odds. Star of Michelin, back from a long layoff. Seconds up, I should say, from a bit of a long layoff. Lloydie, I know you're not Tamerlane's biggest fan, but was last week enough to drag you into the sucker boat with the rest of us, Mugs?
Definitely not.
No, what?
It beat Tessac. I could have beaten Tessac.
Well,
there was about 3 or 4 slaughter jobs in that race too, so it just about had to stay on its feet and we could have won. No, look, I'm with another horse that I absolutely despise in Deep Skeever.
It should be called the Mugs hate every in this race handicap, to be honest.
Look, she's consistent if she's anything, especially at the Sunny Coast. 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 placings. beat Kubrick. How good was that for?
Oh,
Up at Toowoomba that day. Won a trial nicely at Deagon on January 25. First up, looked home in the Dream Reacher race, and Dream Reacher just got that split very late and sprouted wings to win over the 1350. They go to the mile, which should suit. Barrier 1, I think she leads under Ronnie Stewart, and I just can't see much else sort of trying to take her on in front. Maybe groupthink, but look, Deep Skiver on top in a race that is going to be a pretty hard watch.
yeah.
I reckon I have one that might take on Deep Skiver, and I'm pretty keen on it, actually, to be honest. I reckon Wolf Moon's a super bet here at $4.60, to be honest. 4 starts at the track, 3 wins in a second. It will control the race with Deep Skiver. They'll be the two that should run 1-2. Fingers crossed in my favour. It's yet to run this trip yet, but it's been building to it nicely through the prep. The Lioness came out and won last weekend, I believe, so it's franked a bit of the form that was in behind it. Look, I'm pretty happy with it. I think 460 is over, so I think probably should be favourite for Wolf Moon, to be honest. I'm pretty keen.
Yeah, I'm just going to go on Tamalay just because it won last week. Big open track. I think that's going to be the key. And look, a quick backup. Les Kelly probably doesn't have a massively talented stable. I don't mean that with any disrespect, but if he's backing it up quick,
If you've got a stable star like that,
he must be pretty confident that
if Jetty comes out and wins, I'll be pretty pissed off. But anyway, maybe I'll have a small save at Jetty.
Mate, forget that. What about Slow Hands? Star of Michelin.
I'm not sure.
Mate, well, while we've got millions of eyes on us, did you hear the breaking news about a bit of Toowoomba magic this week?
I did.
Ben Curry. He's on the comeback trail. Lloydie, I know your bloody journalistic integrity or whatever you call it. You talked to him a few times, and he was pretty confident that he was never coming back to racing.
Yeah, that was sort of the impression I got, that he was sort of gearing up to, I suppose, go down a few different other avenues and give up his racing career. But yeah, the news, I haven't seen the news this afternoon. I've seen the headline, but I'm not paying $5 for a story. But yeah, so he's back in the game. So
from what I've understood, because I just Googled it, so that's why I didn't have to go through the RaceNet IQ nets. So he's been granted a stable hand license. Has to do that for 6 months. And then he can get a foreman's license for another 6 months, I believe. And that's sort of like 12 months before he can then...
And has to have CCTV set up in his stables.
Yeah, which, I wonder what we'll see there.
Could be good viewing, I reckon.
Yeah, it could be great. I hope they just do like a live broadcast on the Keurig website. Just
Sky Racing app. You've got Sky 1, Sky 2, STC, Ben Curry's
stable. Ben Curry's yard, see what's going on. It's probably just, Friday knockoffs with the boys, having some beers there, horses running around, bit of hanky-panky, who knows what we're going.
Yeah, but no, that's a good call, I reckon, that he's back. Like, he did his time.
Seriously, everyone's come back. Peter Moody's back. It can only be a matter of time before Weir jumps out of whatever drain he's hiding in at the moment.
Racing seems to be the most...
Robbie Lane came back. Robbie Lane came back.
It's the most forgiving game, isn't it?
Seriously.
Just not for Ben, really.
No, well, that was what we couldn't understand. Like, you've got this absolutely terrible precedent with all the, like who we just mentioned. And a bloke's done his disqualification, and all of a sudden he can't do it. Well...
If you're going to put the ban on him, ban him for life.
If you're going to put the ban, you probably got to ban every trainer in Brisbane apart from honest Bobby.
No, I can't wait. Well, I'm still filthy from years ago when I had a huge ticket on Amanut one Saturday, and I think
in the Wheatwood or something.
And they held it in the gates, and it was a bit of,
that's right.
I think there was a bit of Bobby Heathcote send the message down, hey, send the hitman down, hold this thing in. All right, let's. That's the breaking news. Very exciting. If you heard it here first, Mugs, there you go. So he's going to be back at the old T-Bar stable with the dad, because I'm sure the operation was completely different the last 3 or 4 years, because that's what Keurig believes. Anyway, Dream Reacher, Jados, he pulled our pants down a couple of weeks ago when we didn't think Dream Reacher could get the job done. He's flying low key. Himself and his horse. Roman Aureus, you could probably nearly put in that boat. And F-Troop, 0 from 7, I think it was, on a soft. Comes out, wins like bloody Jonker did the Manikato, just kick, lead and go. So just I guess
it didn't lead though. That was
it didn't lead. No, that was even.
It was about fourth in the run. I think
the boss,
like that.
Tony Golan, the retirement keep away up because he gets these horses back to their absolute best after a couple of years of probably underwhelming performances. So you're going to get $4, and these markets are absolutely ridiculously stupid. Yeah, you got three favourites at $3, $4
in almost every race.
And then you get the highest order, $61. I'd love to know this. This is probably a 400% market, this one. But anyway, there can only be one winner, so it doesn't really matter what the percentage is. That's right. Lloydie, to kick off the quaddie.
Yeah, Dream Reacher, I just think had panels on him last start and it was almost certainly beaten if it didn't win. Beat Deep Skeever, who I liked in the previous race, so hopefully that form gets franked. But yeah, look, I think he's gone to another level. First up behind Isotope at the Gold Coast and the Magic Millions. Hello. He was probably It was an obvious bet last start and we missed him. But won easily, 1350 to the 1400, big track. 2 starts here, win the second. He can make it 2 wins from 3 starts at the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah. Certainty. Coot, Full Nelson, F Troop, Enterprise Karen, they'll all try and lead. Outside draws, no query. That's where he likes to sit anyway. Jaden is flying at the moment, and I just can't trust Roman Aureus. I think it probably should be 250. I think you're getting about 60 cents or so over the real price of Dream Reacher. I'm very keen.
Yeah, 3 from 3.
Yep.
Mugs get on almost best of the day, so it'll be interesting to see who steals that one when we get to that stage. We might get through race 7 quickly because I'll just jump the gun here and outline the combo that's absolutely flying, which we've already mentioned multiple times, but we get one here that actually works out for us. Yep. Buying time, 2 from 2, O'Day, Hoisted, B, Ozza, Thornton. $4 as well you're getting. I know there's a bit of hype on the favourite Zuma California, Toowoomba Killer.
Yep.
But buying time's been there, done it. There's a few more in the race, but are we just going bang bang combination alert?
Buying time. Forget buying time. Buy yourself a bloody mansion on the Noosa River.
Oh,
it just wins.
Does it?
It does.
How much do we need to put on to get that?
Well, how much is a mansion?
Maybe Boris Thornton can buy one because he's 10%. We're 5% winners check at the moment. Must be through the roof.
That's right. But look, O'Day Hoisted, Boris Thornton, unbeaten 3-year-old, 2 from 2 at the track and distance. Barry 3 just gets a beautiful run. And it's donkey licked him in its first 2 wins as well. So there is no reason why it can't keep winning.
At the sunny coast as well.
Yeah.
I thought there was a bit more depth to it than just that. I completely respect the 2 of them and obviously the form, but I don't. There's a couple in this race. Like Zuma California was running in behind far too easy. You beat home Zucchina, who we were pretty keen on. That was at Graft and in a fairly competitive field. I'm with Blackjack Boom actually here. I think it's 750. I think it's over the odds for Frad and Edmonds. Beat home Rubicutus, who I actually thought was not a bad bet itself at about the $11 or $12 mark. To be honest, I don't think it's done really too much wrong in its 5 or 6 starts. No way swing to Ruby, so that's why I'm sticking with Blackjack Boom, who beat it last start. It's going to need a pretty good steer from 12. That's probably the only slight query. But look at the price, I'm happy with, and Zuma California, bit of respect, but yeah.
I was just worried about that Blackjack Boom form when Legal Esprit, who ran a super race behind it, came out and was a crab on Saturday. Whether or not that was because my good friend was on board or not remains to be seen. But I'm
just happy with the weight swinging. I was with it or Rubicutus. I just wasn't sure. The form around buying time, like it's donkey licked them, but I went through the field. I was like.
It's a test though.
I was like, it hasn't beaten much yet, so it comes out here and smashes them. Well, happy to be with.
I just think it's the favours as well. Barrier 3, 2 from 2 at the track as well. It just like a few of these are obviously early in their racing career, just whether they get lost around the sunny coast as well on that straight. So I'm on board as well, but you're right. We probably didn't give this race the respect it deserves because it is quite deep.
Yeah, I think it's 1,000 metres as well.
42.5.
I think for the winner, so it's a pretty sizable little check for
almost the main
for the
event.
winner. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, even Mr. Larrabee, there was Kendricks. He had a big spruik on that last prep, so it'd be interesting to see how that comes back as well. I know a few of these over the thousands not going to suit, but this is where you pull out your black books. You can't store it anywhere on your apps anymore, but if you write it down in a black book, keep an eye out to go. Moving on, boys. Bigger, better things.
In race 8.
Race 8. What's in race 8,
mate? Before we get to race 8, we need to lob one in the seed. It's lining up in race 8, mate. It's
due.
Look, this is a TJ goal and one you and I are fairly fond of early on in the piece, and that was Spirit House. I'll tell you what, you're going to need a couple of bottles of whiskey to wash away the pain this bastard's caused because, she's caused, sorry. It's worth noting that on the weekend gets blinkers first time. Can the blinkers, can the master of disaster in TJ fix the
Is it worth noting that?
I'm not sure, mate. It's won 3 from 19. It does always run well at the sunny coast and gets blinkers first time. So there's 2 ticks in its corner, but it's just going no good. And the worst part of the whole story is we don't get Sammy Collett, a good mare's jockey. We unfortunately get Steph Thornton. So it's a real shame there. The My Runners crew will be disappointed that they're not getting the mare's jockey to have their tickets on Spirit House. But in the sea, mate, it's a stinker.
Jeez, you got big balls putting a $35 shot in the sea.
Well, after Sir Barnabas keeps running a good race.
Mate, I can't throw too many of these good horses in the sea, can I? Jeepers.
Yeah, look, probably well deserved because I think even those 3 wins are probably 3 in the trot when it debuted.
Yeah, and I think it's one since. It's been about 100 years. In fact, there's a few of these in here that probably could go in with her, to be fair.
Well, this is a pretty deep race for the fact of in the sea nomination.
Yeah, Cosy.
To be quite honest. Yeah. Well, Cosy keeps running blinders. The big flashing white. Just 1-3 back to pull her pants down and has put together 2 fourths. Don't get wrong, they don't really pay the bills, do they? Finish in 4th. Noted there, Bean. I'll just while I change my tip. Well, Golan's got about 75 in this race, Lloydie. So he's obviously a fan for trying to run a first 4. Too bad he didn't really give us much in Golan's Gospel today.
Yep.
But perhaps you can.
Yeah, look, I think he does have the winner, Mr. Golan here, and I think it does have Spirit in its name. No, it's not Spirit House. It's Air Spirit, another in the sea candidate. But look, she's had 20 starts for 4 wins. All 4 of those wins have been at the Sunshine Coast over the 1,000 metres. She's 5th up. First couple of runs, she was Eyelight led and won both of them, so they didn't go overly hard. He controlled. Then at Doomben, where she does no good at next 2, but she was back off the map the other day actually in her last start. I think she was about 12s into 5s behind Kingston's here in Goggle. Didn't run up to market expectation, got beaten nearly 6 lengths. But to me, that just suggests that the stable have put the money on. They might think she's going right, and now she gets back to a track that she loves, a dry track which is going to suit, and there's a lot of speed in this. So she's going to be out the back, covered up, flying home, with a good mare's jockey on her back in semi-collar.
Good mare's jockey, hey?
$19, I just think, each way, good bet in a wide open affair.
This is definitely the race to find some value. I'm trying to sniff some out as well. And I found a bit, but before we get there, Asamu, now with the O'Day Hoisted stable, gelded, I believe, as well. Do you remember a long time ago, there was a fair bit of hype on Asamu? I mean, I'm sure it was a contender there, Bean, but what do you think of Aquas? I think it was Waller, early days Aquas, then went to Nisham, and now ends up at the O'Day. So, one to watch, probably more so in his career onwards.
Yeah, pre-race only, first time.
Oh,
as well.
that's
one
good.
Of Beam's favourite gear changes.
Well, look, I'm digging for some value too. And one I found that runs really well at the Sunny Coast, Plenty. Second up, it's not going to look. I'm not going to declare anything here.
Need plenty of help to get it on.
it's an absolute. We'll sit behind 15 horses, run zigzag sideways, and do everything wrong, and then 1 out of 10 will pop its head down on the line and do it. So. Big field. There's going to be plenty of pace on. Barrier 15 is going to well, doesn't have a choice but to settle last, if not close to it. Just hopefully they're running on. Opposite to what we've been talking about the whole podcast so far, that they're not going to do that at the Sunny Coast. But Jimmy Orman on board's a pretty good booking for a $41 shot as well. So
that's what I thought. I gave it a fair chance on each way sort of basis as well. And I did look at that Jimmy Orman on a $41 shot. You got to take note.
Well,
but
you could say the same about Seth Thornton on a $35 shot with Spirit House, couldn't you?
Oh, God. Look, I'm with the Summer here. I reckon it wins. It's got the best form in the nation, and that's Gogol, and that's Gogol form, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Queensland superstar. It's absolutely flying. O'Day Hoyt said, Jaden Lloyd, Barry at 5. I don't think it'll be leading. I think it can sit in behind them, and I just think it wins. I think $3.80 is a spoil, and it is a living, breathing.
It's going to be a real messy 1,000-metre race, this, isn't it?
This is going to be a cracker.
Just for the mugs out there on Goggle, I know obviously being tips at every time it starts, but got to about 9 o'clock on Saturday morning and going through the Gold Coast meeting, and there's Goggle on the
I don't even know. I don't have the punters out. I'm not paying the $2. I'm not paying the $2 for the app, mate. So I didn't even know. So we got to get the black book.
He's gone around again and he's robbed it. The gift that keeps on giving.
Mate, he's a bloody good horse.
I'm actually shocked that I didn't see his name through the Newmarket nominations because 1,000-metre specialist. Really.
I reckon they're saving him for the Everest. No, I reckon we could get Max Whitby or someone like that.
How far did he go on Saturday? Like, could he be like a bit of a smoky the Archer horse? You know, big truck.
Yeah, big truck. 1,400. Yeah, probably doesn't.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, but he's flying. And Sean Cormack rode as well. I don't think. He's had sort of a few different jockeys as well. And they share him around, and he always gets a job done.
Well, he must be
he's easy picking for whoever's on his back.
He's been around for a long time. Yeah, it might be just hey, mate, we need to get your confidence up. Just jump on the best horse in the land, get the win, and you can just continue to ride the coattails that is Gogol.
Yeah. So, very keen.
Before we kick on to the last, boys, you brought up the Archer, Lloydie.
Yep.
There is some breaking Archer news.
There is.
And I know that we're all over it here because we just know everybody. We know everything, Mugs. Harrovian, not going there in the paddock. I don't know whether it's a setback or not. Again, couldn't get behind the paywalls, but righto. Anyway, so going on the clickbait articles, Harrovian's a no-go for the Archer and old mate Richie Oranges bringing up Tyre Zone.
Yeah.
What do you reckon about that for a move? 1,400 metre. We know he's won the biggest and best 1,400 metre race in the land, which is the Stradbroke.
I actually put him in my black book after last start in the Sunshine Coast Cup. He was a bit of a hidden gem, I think they call it, on Punters Intelligence. Those same blokes that haven't backed him since Nature Strip won the Everest.
What's the intro?
Well, it's Grand Final Day, and it comes down to who's the best horse, and the best horse in this race is Nature Strip. So, best of the day for me, but anyway, not the Archer, not the Everest, sorry, the Archer, Tyre Zone. There was always a bit of talk that he might be trying to get both horses in the field. Obviously, Tom Headley has a slot, and then he'd be trying to palm one of the other ones off to another slot holder. But, Tyre Zone in. Has to improve on what he's done, but last start just sort of there's enough in there to make you want to keep an eye on him.
Yep.
And obviously showed enough to stay.
And the Harrovian is back in the Massingham yard, so there's a bit more to this story, do you reckon?
Potentially. Could be. So if he's back up there, I know they did that with Tyre Zone as well, though. He did go up there
change scenery.
Just for one or two runs where he carried 65 kilos in a Cairns Open race over 1,000 or whatever, and just was there for a run. But interesting.
Well, he's not in race 9.
No.
So we can move on.
Yeah, we can.
I didn't know if I saw that right, but I am. Panino is your $5.50 favourite in the Get Out Stakes.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I better have a bit of a look at it.
That Ventura Ocean's come out, so there's 12% deduction because I think she opened 19s, was 10s when I did them.
Man, Ash Troop and Aureus, God, they should have just split them up, and they probably would have both could have gone close. Anyway.
Well, there we go. We're left with $5.50 the field.
Into that now. Yep.
And I guess looking at the top two, it's Panino and Racecourse Road, who are those two horses that haven't really troubled the scorers for a very, very, very long time. I noted Killer Kilner on board Panino, so she and Maddie Wishart, I think it was, doing the trials this morning. Had a bit of a fall, so I don't know if they'll be riding
I doubt
Saturday.
it. Both pretty bad concussion.
Yeah, well, they called off the trials, so it must have been
I
a bit worse.
called off the trials due to
She was only just back, mate.
too much traffic.
The Ambos are doing burnouts on the track.
Supposedly. But yeah, so both jockeys not too bad off by the sounds of it, but I doubt.
Get well, Lee.
Concussion today, though, Thursday. Can't be riding Saturday, surely.
You wouldn't think so. And both heavy concussions was the wording. I can't see
You don't want taking a risk with that.
No, so
no chance.
Thankfully,
she was going to come
they're all right by the sounds of it.
Yeah, fingers crossed they are.
Fingers
Best
crossed
wishes, ladies.
Yes, come through it all right. But yeah, I do think Leah missing out on the ride could be costly because I think Panino can get the job done on Saturday in the last. I
know we brought up my lunch.
You go back through the last 5 starts. 2 of them, she was 7th in the Doomben 10,000 behind Eduardo.
Bit of go-go form last start.
Go-go form, exactly. I was going to get to that. Ran last in the Kingsford Smith at Group 1 level, but only beat 4 lengths. Last in the Gay Waterhouse Classic at Ipswich listed race. Beat 1 home in the Nudgee on a heavy 10. Doesn't really like the heavy that much. That was the listed race. Then last start gets back to 1 Metro wins. Handicap at Doomben.
1 Metro win.
Yep, in the last year. Yeah.
Imagine if she was a My Runner's horse with that kind of placement.
Yeah. Cool. That'd be placed perfectly. But she's been back to the trials. She won the trial, beat Splendor on the grass in Cardiff by a length. I just think back to the home deck, dry track, bit of speed on, barrier 4. I don't know who will replace Leah. That'll be interesting to see. But if he opts for a claimer again, because with the 57.5 in a race like that, she's well in. I think she wins.
Well, and this is a 1-win Metro race as well. So could have been a case. Did she finish? I'm thinking maybe 3rd in a Group 1. Once upon a time, maybe a Stradbroke as a lightweight.
Yeah, she finished. So she could have been a Stradbroke, but it was one of those.
So she could have been a victim of just a rating that's cursed her.
Might have been like a victory stakes, like Nicanova, Panino, like that sort of when they were about 4 or 5,
paying hundreds as well.
I remember. I reckon it was on 13th place.
Yeah, of course you were. What a legend.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm with Zacatec here for the David Joyce stable. I thought it was a pretty good chance in this race, to be honest. It's an absolute weapon first start, 3 from 6 with 2 minor placings. Draws superbly in 9 to sort of sit off. I think Racecourse Road and Rockamore will take it up and be rolling along in front. And it's got some quality form. A couple of thirds behind Tara Jasmine, who's basically owns Grafton Racecourse at this particular point in time and is a quality horse. Then beat home Andy and Freya's Cloak, who I give a bit of a spruik to Freya's Cloak. I think above average. And then Burn On does like to sit sort of off them, but I think probably holds up, midfield, 3 pairs back outside. I think could go close to 950. Happy to be with. It's a nice bet.
She was a good last start.
Into Palladas, the Jim Byrne double, hey?
Yep.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh. I've got it. Explosive quality. It's its race this week. Scratched last week.
Yep.
I didn't tip it last week, but made note of it. Shez's good mate, Jaden Lloyd, jumps on. Gets him with 52 kilos.
Doesn't jump on. He's on 2 on here.
Is he? What's he on the other one?
Euro Bell or Stablemate. He's listed
Stablemate.
on both.
So that means one of them's coming out.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well,
I'd imagine
been put on explosive quality.
So that's the one that's going to come out then. So then they'll rort you with deductions. There's probably been no money on it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Sportsbet and Co have just got the word.
Yep.
Well, if it goes there, I think it's a bet. Well, I didn't get the 13s, did I? But anyway, $8.59 each way. It's going to be up there. It's barrier 11 is not too scary in this field. I've had a bit of a look at the speed map, but just runs well at the sunny coast.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time for it to win for Mozza because Mozza keeps throwing it out there. Some big odds.
The torch just like barely lit. You're out in the blizzard.
Hangs on for the placings at the big odds, but it's time to get a win. And this is a pretty tricky field. I mean, even like a horse like Racecourse Road, if that...
Yeah, I actually gave it some kind of hope if it gets its own way out in front. I didn't think it was... I know, but I just didn't...
It's a Panino argument, though. It hasn't been at its best for a long time, and that's...
But those two are the class, like they're classes above the rest of them.
Yeah.
They're just like
They just
haven't won for a while because they've been racing in classes that are too good for them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
So they're back to a one metro wins race.
Back to the harsh reality of racing grades. Hey? Oh, what a card, hey? We've done well. We made that exciting. We made that exciting.
I think we did.
One Group 1 as well. There is only the one, isn't there?
There is.
Yep. Okay.
A couple of Group 2s in Sydney. Anamo's back.
Yeah,
as well in Sydney.
Yep. Anamo's back.
Yep.
Ooh, is
Converge.
Well,
Grizzly form.
Lloydie, around the grounds. Is it Anamo for taste?
No, I've got
Stick it
Converge
away.
on top in that race, but around the grounds, I'm going to Flemington. Gr1 won this race 3 years ago.
Oh, I was on that day. That was a good day.
Yeah, so was I actually, yeah.
And 2 years ago was the greatest battle you've ever seen.
Yeah, Alligator Blood and
Catalyst.
Catalyst.
What a form race that turned out to be.
That's it. So I'm going back. I love the race. Pesquero, Trent Busselton, Natalie Young, Damien Lane in the saddle, 2 from 2. You've got to take the midweek Sandown form to a Group 3, I believe it is. But the way he's been winning, there's no reason to suggest otherwise. Beat Pounding last start. Pounding, good run yesterday. Hit the line well. Didn't go down. Didn't get beaten too far. And he carried 60 kilos that day. So he drops 4 kilos. Jaws barrier 4. Maps beautifully. Yeah, I think he can go on with it. Best bet, will not pass, race 2.
Beans Banger, race 6, Dream Reacher, very, very keen. And around the grounds, man, we head over the ditch.
This is an absolute first.
to the Avondale Guineas, race 7 at Ellerslie, so that's probably about 7:30 a.m. in the morning, local Queensland time. But
perfect way to start the day, really.
Tudu Kaka, mate, lines up here over the 2100. It's popped up when I've scrolled through the meeting over there, in against another hot pot for the Jamie Richards stable. But I think can get the job done here for Tony Pike. It was a pretty nice 2.6 of a length last start over the mile, out to the 2100, and I think it goes very close after some pretty handy form over here down in Melbourne over the carnival. So yeah, Tudu Kaka, race 7 in Ellerslie.
I backed him 2 starts ago over there over the 1600, and he was a mile off the entire way, and then, like you say, he's come out
cranked into gear. I think this could be the race.
At 11.
The race, Queensland form.
Right, yeah, that's right.
We backed him in a derby, we got to remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think his sweet spot might be just around that 2,000. I think 2,500 was just a
Does he come on for a Rosehill Guineas, do you reckon?
Why not? It's a
yeah.
Is Melody's Bell's half brother, isn't it?
Or
I'm
full
breeding.
brother,
Full brother. Yeah. So that's got to be the pet distance, isn't it?
Yeah.
2,000.
2,000.
He could go Avondale Guineas into the New Zealand Derby and then over for the Rosehill Guineas ATC Derby.
3 in a row, bang, bang, bang. Guess who's going to be on every time? This guy.
Find your markets now, boys.
Count your checks, baby.
All right. Moz's must have in the last. I'm going to put the big gonads on the line with explosive quality.
Ooh.
Then around the grounds, we'll head down to the one could say leader's paradise of the world, which is Rosehill Gardens. Race 4, I'll turn your attention to. So, Mr. TJ, he takes down Chrome.
Yeah.
Good luck to him, because it's going to be a long way off Expat, who absolutely leads and wins on a leader's track.
100%.
And I'm saying that now. That's how Rosehill plays every single time. For some reason, I forget it every time I have a bet there, but I'm going to remember
when
it.
the rail's out, though.
I'm going to remember it.
Back into the true.
Don't care where the rail is.
Yeah.
Expat's going to be on it.
Yep.
I think it leads and wins in that race.
Crone's class is above those, though. If it runs half as good as it is,
doesn't have to carry 4 or 5 kilos more than it.
Stack, she's got 58.
She's only
Expat comes down at 50,
55.
53, I think, with the claim.
Yeah.
But she's down there for that Group 1 target as well.
Yeah.
So
Expat, good trial the other day as well.
So I think it's one of those ones that Crone's on the Group 1 hunt, mate.
Yep.
Every Group 1 it picks up is just a bonus.
Yep.
These races, big deal.
Expat 1,300 metres sweet spot too.
Yeah,
it is. I've been back to before Expat around this league.
You know what you're
13,
going to get,
50.
mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for those sickos that have been fans out there and love a futures punt, Tudu Kaka, $15 with our good friends for the Australian Derby. So right at the pointy end of the market, obviously.
$15.
Fatotsu, Profondo, Allegron, I think, are the top 3 in betting. Converge is there as well, and then Tudu Kaka. Is Tipatina, is that in that race? Did I see it on Saturday in New Zealand?
It might be actually.
It's 50s into 13s.
That sounds like an exciting little derby if that field sort of comes together, doesn't it? Fatotsu,
Profondo.
Profondo.
I think, well, that's the other big thing we didn't really talk about was Espiona. Colours lowered last week.
Wow. Yes. Huge.
Huge. But I
Bubble
do think
burst.
it was a super run by
Fangirl.
6 or 7 horses in the race.
Yeah.
Startontes, the Queensland filly, went super.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember and this is great hindsight. Fangirls had just as much spruik
Yeah.
the whole way through
Well,
as
hasn't
well.
had
You
as much
just,
spruik,
you
but
just
she's
get blinded by the
she's got the
Espiona
runs on
one.
the board.
Yeah, I had a cheeky bet on Fangirl on the day as well. I was pretty happy to
Well,
see
I
her
remember,
smooth the gap there late and lob.
Do you remember? I think it was Fangirl potentially was going to a flight stakes,
Yeah,
and he
and
put
they
the pin
went
on
to
it,
the-
and everyone blew up.
That's right.
The futures were over.
They
Yep.
did too. She was off the map.
Yep.
I think some people got her at 200 to 1 in the flight stakes, and she was into about 11. Then they decided not to go there and go to the Carbine Club the week later, where she won by 3 at Flemington on Derby Day.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
that wasn't me, but anyway,
No.
I remember hearing some rage. Chris Waller placement rage.
Right.
We've been there, done that.
The
before.
futures, he kills me with the futures.
You just don't know.
Yeah, it's
I've got a couple of futures bets that he trains, and I'm just like, it's a perfect race for this horse, but does
Whether
he
he
go
thinks
there,
that
or
or
does
not.
he decide
Yeah,
to take the camp on Friday night instead of the group?
Yeah,
I've
Yeah.
copped that many bullets from him in the futures market. Someone was off the futures altogether, I think.
Yep, 100%.
Anyway, that's another episode done and dusted.
Yep.
See you at the sunny coast there, Mugs.
Catch your mugs.
Good luck.